Hello, my name is Rick Lozano. I am here on behalf of HotGroupDeals.com, and I am here to introduce you and to explain to you why we're in this industry and why we feel that there's such a big opportunity for people just like you and I to get into this beautiful industry that is wide open. There's a gap that exists here that we should all capitalize on, and I hope that this video will introduce you to some points that you may not capture from just the literature or just from the way that the videos have explained everything to you. I'm going to approach this more as a layman's term. I'm going to approach this as how to get you to be confident about your product. Well, here we go. We're in this industry for one main reason, because there's a huge gap of opportunity because of a sector that is very, very young. There are two major players right now in this industry with a whole bunch of medium to small businesses, and you see them popping all over the place. These two are obvious ones, and we know who they are. They're very well funded companies, and these companies are dominating and creating unbelievable amounts of revenue. This particular entity right here has reached the $1 billion sales in 2 years and has reached a valuation of $24 billion. That's with a B, in just over 2 years. This makes this company the fastest growing company in history ever, not just in this industry, in any industry. So what happens as we look at this and we see this opportunity, and we put this guy now probably at a valuation of 12 to be fair, we see that there's room here for a lot of people to get in, because two people cannot share 100% of the market. First of all, they cannot reach the masses. It's impossible for them to reach all the masses. So out of all these people that are here, we see potential for maybe another 2 or 3 to do a good job. But to be honest with you, these people are most likely 99% will fail. That is just the facts of the internet business. Why will they fail? Once, because they're not creative enough. 2, because it's just not enough budgets. They don't have enough marketing skills. They just trapped. They're small businesses that don't know how to go out of the gate. Well, this is where our third entity, which is us, have an opportunity to get right up here and be part of this huge industry. And we could start that very easily with our system of network marketing. Okay? All right. So now, what is it that I want to teach you? What is it that I want to show you that's going to motivate you to go out there and get business for us and get business for yourself and create yourself the income that we're determined that you can make with us? All right. One of the main questions that I get in presentations is, how do we get vendors? How do we, it seems like a lot of people are intimidated. Well, we have 3 types of people. We have 3 profiles. We have the guy that likes to network and pass out cards and just get people to go to the website and register and become customers. That's one type of customer, one type of profile. Okay, we're going to call him the customer guy. He just loves to go out there and tell people what he does and wants people to register on the site, and that is because he is interested in getting that 7% commission that was discussed early in the presentation. All right, then we have the guy that likes the vendors. This is a professional salesperson. This is a person that's been out there that understands what it is to sell something. Now, let me ask you a question. When you look at a magazine, when you look at a newspaper, when you look at the yellow pages, when you look at a brochure, all those products were sold. Those ads were sold by a person. Somebody had to go to that establishment and get that deal. Now, the difference with those deals are that they require money. People have to pay to be previewed in these advertising magazines and all these newspapers and flyers and whatever it is they're doing. And all that money is paid up front without understanding how much you're going to get back. Very, very few techniques can tell you the exact results of your campaign. So this remains a question mark as far as results, and it resembles money. Okay? Now, we have the guy that likes the customers, we like the guy that likes vendors, and we like the guy that likes to do it all. And he's motivated, and he wants to get vendors, and he wants to get customers, and he wants to network, and he wants to do it all because he senses the opportunity. Okay? So now, getting back to the question, which was, How do we get customers? Okay, since you're maybe not a door-to-door salesperson, this could be an intimidating question. And the question is, you start with who you know. Okay? Who do you know? And I'm not talking about just your family. I'm talking about businesses that you frequent. Okay? The businesses that you frequent. You start there. This is your number one target. The guy that cuts your hair, the guy where you eat mostly, the guy that does your dry cleaning, the guy that does whatever services he does for you, he is a good target. Now, once you become a little more comfortable with the process, once you've done a few presentations, once you understand how to present this properly with all the tools that we're providing you, there are still some questions remaining. And one of them is, we don't really understand, you may not understand the mentality of the vendor himself. What is it that he's looking for? What is it that he wants? So we have to place ourselves in their shoes. And let's go back and let's put myself in the shoes of the vendor. And here's a vendor that is going to ask me a few questions. And I'm sure you're going to encounter this. One of the questions is going to be, how do we get the deal out? In other words, who's going to see this? Okay? Now you need to understand, as a network, as a internet business, that there are many, many ways to promote internet businesses. They're costly. They are not a science. They're something that people have to understand the techniques. There is a trial and error, and there are ways to get about all this big question. The question of how do we get the deal out? And I'm going to give you some examples. Okay. One is optimization. Optimization is where you optimize your search engines, you optimize your site to be found. Number two that we're going to use is affiliate programs. Affiliate programs, for you that may not know what it is a mutual agreement between sites to exchange or place banners so that they can direct traffic to other sites. Now, a lot of companies make a lot of money with this because they refer a client to our site, and that company will receive a commission of whatever percentage we determine to route those clients to us. Okay, so affiliate programs work. Okay. Number three is something that we can all participate on, and it's social network. Well, social network is something that you and I and everybody that you know most likely are doing right now without even knowing it. Facebook, which is the #1 social network out there, site out there, has a statistic that just about every person on there has an average of 130 friends. Okay? That's 130 friends. But that means that 130 friends have 130 friends. And those 130 friends have 130 friends. So what do you think happens when you start approaching the first 130 and it starts to trickle down, and all of a sudden you got 130 times 130? You're reaching thousands and thousands, if not millions of people. So you have to be smart about this and use it as a tool. Facebook is a tool. We are going to create a Facebook app so that most IRs, or all IRs, I would assume that 90 to 95% are on Facebook, are going to be able to tap right into their resource, which is already existing there, and they're going to be able to exploit this. Okay? Now, there is a fifth option, which is to direct traffic to your site. And you can direct traffic to your site very easily, because we're also giving away the $10 hot bucks as an incentive. In this business, you have to create incentives to get people to do anything, and we have it. We have a very good incentive. Anybody that you refer to the site is going to get $10 of hot bucks that they can use towards any deal, and you guess what? You're going to make a commission of 7% on your first level of all those customers that buy at the site. This represents money to you. Okay? Now, I am going to stop this for a second. I'm going to move into something that is important when it comes to selling or recruiting vendors. Okay? One of the strong points and one of the questions is, where is the benefit to the vendor? Let's think about that for a second. Yeah, we're going to bring you customers. Yeah, we're going to bring you new customers. We're going to bring them to the door. Now, this is an important point. To the door. This does not mean that we're going to show this to 1,000,000 people. We're saying that we're going to bring you, let's say, 100 new customers. Now, how do we know they're going to go to the door? Because they're going to make a commitment on the website by giving us the deposit. Let's take an example of a $25 deal for $50 worth of product. We're going to take $25 from that person. That person made a commitment to go to your establishment. And he is going to show up, and these 100 people are going to show up. That is worth something. Now guess what? That vendor paid zero money up front for these clients. That means he just said, yes, let's do it. And we did it, and we sold 100 deals for him. Now he knows he's got 100 customers coming in. Now, a lot of the vendors, you might find a negative vendor. And he says, well, I'm giving away 50% of my profit for this deal. Well, the truth of the matter is that the vendor has an obligation. The obligation of the vendor is to make that person a customer, a regular customer. How? With service, with food, with product. And again, this falls on the food and product. Anything that you do, you want it to be the best that you're at so that you can maintain that customer base. Why? Because when they come back the second time, guess what? They get 100% markup and we get 0%. We're out of the equation. We're not your partners. We did our job. We brought you the customer. Enjoy the customer. If he came back another 10, 20 times, good for you. We're not going to tell us to send us 10% or 20% or 30%. We are out of the equation. Okay? So that's basically the point here. They have a benefit. And the other benefit that they have, and this is a very realistic benefit, is that most people, let's say you sell a Groupon to a restaurant. Most people do not eat alone. Most people like to go with someone. It's kind of boring to go somewhere by yourself. So even though you came with a party of 2, okay, and you met the voucher's value and you ended up paying an extra $5, the extra $5 was the upsell in this case. Okay, so technically if the deal was $25, he got an extra $5, he actually sold $30 for the $50 deal. We upgraded upsell $5. Now let's change this around. Let's say he came up with 4 customers, 3 additional people, and these 3 additional people paid full price. Okay, and full price of a full meal, let's say it was $18 times 3. You're looking at $54 of upsell that this guy made, and I don't know what his profit margins are, but he made money here. Okay, and he is going to also receive half of that, which was $12. So now, I'm sorry, $12. So now he's got $12 plus the $54, that's $66. Yes, $66 that he sold. We're not asking for any money on the difference between the 66 and the 25. This is his profit. So this is one of the main strong sales points to the vendor, is upsales. Upsales should become a big word of your vocabulary in this business. Upsale. Upsales equals more money to the vendor and 0 to us. At this point, that 0 is irrelevant. We don't care about that 0. We care about the first number, which was the reserve feature. Now, I hope that this brief presentation helps you understand the model of the business. The model of the business is to bring customers to the door and for the vendor to gain new customers with his services, with his food, with his products, and to create upsales. If the vendor executes all 3 of those, we execute our part, which is to bring the client to the door. He executes here, he executes here. Guess what? Everybody is going to be happy. And every time somebody's happy, that means that it was a win-win situation. Well, I hope this helps you. I hope that if you have any questions, you're welcome to contact us at any time. You have all our information. Once again, I appreciate your time and have a great day.